Lions. Oh, baby, that is big time stuff. Touchdown, 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 Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, 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 baby.
Yes. How we all doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm feeling great because, it's Victory Tuesday. That's right, because we celebrate these victories all week long until the next game. At least that's how I do it. But yes, welcome in. Let me know that you're here. Say what's up in the comments. Let me know if you can hear me. All that good stuff, We're running a live stream here. So anything can happen, but I am drinking the Kool-Aid today because I'm feeling great about our 3-1 Lions. That's right. Cheers, everybody. But like I said, let me know when you're here. Let me know if you're in the comments. And we will get this thing rolling. But yeah, good to be here. Got some new things going on that, I've learned over the past few weeks. You might see that little ticker tape down there. I'm just trying a few new things today, but say what's up in the comments, what you get in here, and we will get everything rolling. It is Tuesday, though, October 3rd. Mary Peterson, how you doing? Thank you for commenting. Good to see you in here. Robin's Nest, great to have you back. Jones just got sacked again. Yeah, my goodness. Last night was just, wow, not a good game to watch other than, as somebody who roots for another team. We root for the Lions. Yeah, last night's Monday Night Football game was atrocious, and we'll get into it a little bit. I think it proved to us a little bit that the Seattle loss wasn't really a fluke loss or anything, that they're actually a legit team. So, but the Giants they were not playing well at all. And Daniel Jones, yeah, looks like he just got sacked again. Donkey Kong, what's up? What's up, Lions fans? Super Bowl or bust? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, glad to see you guys back in here. Cheers once again. We are drinking the Kool-Aid today because the Lions are 3-1. I hope you're feeling great. I hope you're feeling like I am. I'm on top of the world. It's been a long time since I felt this good about a Detroit sports team, and the Lions, I wouldn't have it any other way. So let's keep celebrating this, especially after we beat a division rival, the Packers, for the 4th straight time in a row. We can now say we own them. I heard ESPN analysis saying that the Lions can say that they own the Packers if we go out and beat them the 4th straight time in a row. And what do? We beat them the 4th straight time in a row, and the 2nd consecutive time at Lambeau. It gets better every single time. And after the game, I don't know if you saw, but it looked like Matt LaFleur was about to cry. And that's even better. And he actually said that we whooped them. If you heard the press conference, Matt LaFleur said, the Lions whooped us today. Credit to them. When's the last time a Packers coach said that the Lions whooped them? We're here now. We're running this. We just got to continue to do what we do. But this was an absolutely dominant performance. We had 401 total yards. They had 230, and only 27 rushing yards is what they had on the ground to our 211 rushing yards. Now, we only had 190 passing yards, but we didn't need to go big through the air because we were dominating a lot, but we did when we needed the big pass. We came through in the clutch. Goff was on point besides that pick. Of course, he's going to get grief for that, but we look good this week. Had our ups and downs, but overall, I am very pleased, and I was ecstatic on Thursday during the game. A few negatives, but there's positives as well. BB got a little banged up, Brian Branch, and he wasn't at practice today, so that's a little concerning. Dan Campbell said it wasn't anything to worry about, and that the x-rays did come back negative, but him not being at practice today is a little concerning, and maybe we need to start protecting himself from himself because, he went back to the locker room. He came back out. I was impressed, but then he hurt his ankle again. You know, he wants to be out there. He wants to make big plays, what she's been doing already. And he's competing for a defensive rookie of the year. You know, Witherspoon looked good last night. And I saw Jeremy Reisman. He said he should have been ours. I know a lot of people think that. And he might have been ours if he would have fallen to 6, because I know that the Lions liked him. But Brian Branch is in a battle for defensive rookie of the year. Maybe he felt like if he missed some time or something in that game that he wouldn't get it. I don't know. He's just a baller. I don't know what was going through his mind. He probably wasn't thinking about defensive rookie of the year at all. He was thinking about his being there with his teammates and winning like a good teammate should. But we should have maybe just held him off to the sideline the rest of the game, because I thought we had the game in the bag. I got a little grief from that from my grandfather. You know, the game's never over till it's over. But we ended up winning, and it didn't seem like Brian Branch needed to be back out there. But so now he's showed up on the injury report. We'll see what happens moving forward. But he did have a good game prior to that. Another rookie, and I'll get into the comments. I see you commenting Robin's Nest, so I will get to you. But Sam Laporta, once again, had a huge game. Not a huge game, but he had a good game. The rookie's out there balling out, breaking tackles, making big plays, making good blocks, and breaking records once again. Because look at this, man. This kid, he has the most receiving yards for a tight end through their first 4 games in NFL history with 241 receiving yards. Now, the kid's a stud, and he's just proven that we got not 1, but 2 steals in the second round. Although he was drafted early, he's proven that he's absolutely the best tight end of this class by far. And it's not even a question to me. And to get him in the second round is great, along with Brian Branch. They both should have went in the first round. And I'm glad that we got lucky and that they dropped to us. So great to see that our second round picks, once again, back-to-back weeks, doing their thing. Alrighty, Robin, I'm gonna come over here and acknowledge you real quick. When did they put that large green G in Ford Field? When was it in Wisconsin? Dude, thousands of Honolulu Blue shirts there. Yeah, that was so impressive as well. And I think that's going to be happening all year long. Lions fans, if you live in another city or close to one and the games are coming close, let's do this all year long. Show that we got the best fans in the whole nation, in the whole NFL, because we do. We've been hungry for a long time. I think that's what this is showing. But that's hilarious. I saw the meme as well saying, I didn't know when they put a G in the middle of Ford Field or something like that. But that is a good point there. And credit to our fans. I don't know if anybody who's watching right there now was there, but let me know if you were. And let me know how that experience was. I loved hearing after the game when they were doing the interview with Jared Goff and Montgomery. And it was the fans overpowering everything with the Let's Go Lions chants. And then they showed the fans, and my goodness, do we show out. It's a great thing to see. It's a great thing to see. Never seen it before. As a matter of fact, there was a guy who's worked for the Packers for the last 30 years, and he said he's never seen so much color of the other team in Lambeau than there was on Thursday night. So credit to the Lions fans who were there at Lambeau to help us get that W. It was a great thing to witness. I got chills on my couch watching the game, and I love to see it. Love to see it. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving through this game, and then we'll get on to some upcoming news and, of course, all the news that has been happening since the game. But yeah, a few hiccups happened, but overall, we were dominant, like I said. And we're dominant when Matt LaFleur is getting mad at the people asking him the questions, the commentators, everybody. But Aaron Jones also is butthurt, and he says that he marked Thanksgiving on his calendar, and he can't wait to play us again. Well, Aaron Jones, you need to focus on getting back on the field full time and focus on your other games first, as well as we do, because we just stomped you, buddy. And I know that it hurts. But since you're talking, we're going to hold that receipt. And we were just talking about the Lions fans getting loud in Green Bay. What do you think it's going to be like when you come to Ford Field, man? we got to get louder than ever that game. We have to be the loudest that Detroit has ever been in Ford Field. Just because Aaron Jones is already calling us out saying he can't wait for that game. Well, guess what, buddy? We can't either, because we're going to prove that we own you for a second straight year with sweeping the series with you guys, all right? Aaron Jones holding that receipt. I'm Deion Sanders over here right now. All righty. Great win, though. Great win all around. I'm going to get into the comments before I get into this next little segment I'm going to do. But yeah, here we go. Kolya, hi, what's going on? Vash, cheers, go Lions. If you want to cheers, I got the Kool-Aid going. Cheers. Here we go. Hex Spartan, I'll be there the next game. Hopefully a bloodbath, yeah, in our favor. And we're going to get into this next game here very soon. I think that we should do well against the Panthers. We are 9-point favorites. That is a huge favorite. I don't know the last time we were 9-point favorites. Pretty crazy. M. Corey, what up, Nick? Hey, this is Grit. Oh, what up, Grit? Okay. Good to have you in here. Your account's muted. No way, man. All right. Well, now I know that Grit's here. We can really get this show going. I was wondering where you were last week, Grit. No worries, though, at all. Good to see you back in here. I'm not sure why your account is muted either. I don't have anything to do with that. I will check into that if I can. I'll talk to Gridiron, Derek, And but I think I saw him say something before. But we'll get that fixed, Grit, because we need you back in here, and we want to see that Grit name show up in the comments, Vash, my best friend Gary was at the Falcons game. Awesome. We love to be at winning games, of course. Robin's Nest might want to bring a running game, Jones, because you ain't got one. That's right. Hey, we can roast Jones all day. The guy's numbers were limited, and I don't think it was because of his hamstring. I think it's because he's losing a step, maybe. I don't know. I'm not in the NFL. He was a good running back. I gave him props before the game. But he didn't come out. He didn't come out and play like he thought he was going to. And, yeah, they didn't do anything. And like Robin's Nest just said, Green Bay has another Karen. We thought Karen Rodgers was out the building, but he still has some of his disciples hanging around, They can't completely be gone. They're still going to be Green Bay. We're still going to hate them. So, yeah, they're always going to be Karens to us. Vash, loudest we've ever been. Yeah, I agree. Go Lions fans. I don't know. Well, we need to be the loudest we have ever been on that Green Day game. And from here moving out, let's just break the decibel records every single time we go to Ford Field for a new game and just prove how great of a fan base we got. Let's challenge the fans right now. Let's get louder and louder each game and give this team even more of an advantage. I want to see the refs stop the game like they did back in the day in that game against the Jets in the Silver Dome when it got too loud. They were going to penalize. I think they did penalize the Lions, or they were going to. They threatened to. I want to see it get that loud because I don't think they would do that again and penalize a team for getting that loud. It's part of the game now. So let's get just as loud, if not louder, if we can. All right. Here we go. I'm going to move. We're going to do something new here. And I might not continue this, but this is something, I've been learning as I've been going on. And right now I'm going to do a little segment. And this is, before we get to the Panthers game, we're going to go through the best defensive plays, the best drive of the game, and the play of the game for me. And of course, I'm nobody. These are just what I think. And I am only allowed to pull from what NFL posts, so I could only get the highlights to everything. So they didn't show everything that was good. But here we go. Let's start with the defensive plays of the game. We're going to start it, of course, with a sack from none other than the man Hutch. He's going to get up. He's going to do his dance, of course. He's got some crazy dances. You love to see it. Hutch is the absolute man. Next play, we're going to go with another sack. That is from Isaiah Buggs. Look at his dance. He's looking like an absolute animal. You love to see Buggs back out there. He makes a huge difference. Maybe my favorite defensive play of the game right here. Anzalone with the tip drill to Jerry Jacobs. Should have returned that one for 6, Jerry. You already said it. But I don't care because Jordan Love's looking sad and we over here looking glad. Celebration time, baby. All right, 2nd and 13 later on. We're going to get another sack from Aleem the Dream McNeil. Yeah, baby, he was wrecking havoc all dang game. And we're going to end the half with a sack from the captain, Charles Harris, and a whole gang of Lions. But this play right here was very important to me. This is the 2-point conversion drive that we stuffed. We're going to show it one more time. But it's important because if they get that right there, then they are within one possession and the momentum is going their way. That was a huge momentum shifter. Great job, Comiskey, stuffing that. And this right here, Jerry Jacobs, sealing the game pretty much with his 2nd pick of the game. He is the first player to get 2 picks in Lambeau since 1964, I believe. But yeah, one more sack to end off the defensive highlights from the man, the commish, John Comiskey. But yeah, those were the defensive highlights to me. And I loved what the defense did this game. They were out there wrecking havoc all game. Like I said, that 2-point try right there, if they get that, it gets a little scary for Lions fans. So we're going to get into the drive of the game right here. This is right after they didn't get that 2-point conversion. And this is why it's the drive of the game to me. We're going to start it off with a little dump down to the man, Monty. He's going to get a nice little gain, go out of bounds there. And we're going to come back the next play and almost replicate the same exact play. But this time, instead of going out of bounds, Montgomery going to catch the ball. He's going to put his head down and he's going to get that first down while he's running over some Green Bay Packers. Like I said, these are highlights. They don't show every play to play. But Monty, once again, putting in work on this drive. Nice 8-yard gain. Here we go. We got a first down. Goff dropping back. Looking for Reynolds with the diving catch. An amazing catch. So nice. We play it twice. Once again, Goff with a good pass and an even greater catch by Josh Reynolds. Nice first down. 3rd and goal. This was a key play right here. Montgomery once again stepping it up, getting us down to the 1. And that set us up for 4th and goal where we could decide to go for it instead of kicking the field goal. And what do? We go for it. We get it. Monty gets in, and that seals the deal, baby. You love to see it. To me, that was the most important drive of the game because it put us up by 3 possessions. If they stop us there, they go down, they score even a field goal. It's within 1 possession, and I'm getting scared as a Lions fan. We were dominating that full first half. The second half, we kind of let up a little bit. So this drive right here, to go down there, take as much time off as we did. I don't know if you saw the start of that drive, but it started at 15 minutes. And then to get it all the way down to 6 was just very impressive to me. And Montgomery especially, the player of that drive and the player of the game to me as well on offense. But here we go. We're just going to get in to the last part of this segment. And this is the play of the game for me. And look at it. You already know. It's wide open. Maybe not the play of the game that determined the game, but Amon-Ra St. Brown just establishing distance like crazy, and then he does the Lambeau leap, gets beer poured on his head, and that's why this is the play of the game, because he goes out there, and we just embarrass them, not only on the field, but then off the field. Look at this. We called this. Amon-Ra actually said they were planning for how aggressive the Packers were, and they had that play ready to go. Once again, look at the separation. And I'm going to point out something on this celebration that we didn't see the first time around. Amon-Ra is going to jump up into the stands. Now look at this lady to the left in the green over here. I can't put my cursor up there, but she's in the green to the left of him. She's going to go and reach for a little tush grab from Amon-Ra. She's a Packers fan. Oh, Amon-Ra, you're so good. But watch this little move right here. Ready? Skip. Gone. Nobody on me. Ready? Broke your ankles. Oh, and it's a tutty. And one more time. See you later. Touchdown to the house. Love to see it. Yes, that is a new segment that I did right there. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I will improve on that, but I can add some things to the stream now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Besides once again, Montgomery having a huge game. 32 carries is a ton, 141 all-purpose yards, and 3 tutties. Then we got the defense just showing out with 5 sacks added to their total. They had 7 last week, 5 this week. Hutch, Aleem the Dream, Bugs, Harris, and the commish all doing good. But, yeah, you love to see this out of our team, especially in a division game where we just absolutely dominated. And let's get into some PFF grades. And actually, before that, Penei Sewell, I gotta give him a compliment. He's hard on himself. He's so hard on himself, but he had another great game, and Decker helped being out there. But he is tied for the league lead with fewest pressures allowed with 2, which is amazing to see. So shout out to Penei Sewell, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into these PFF grades from this game, and then we'll move right along going forward. Hey, I'm looking in the comments, actually, and Vash, that was disgraceful by the refs. For real, though, I'll never forget that. Yeah, refs, are we talking about that at the end of the third quarter when it went to 0 and they let the Packers get that playoff? That was pathetic. The refs, I could not believe that. That was insane. That was another thing that they probably got the call. Hey, they might have a chance to come back. Let's make this, let's try to get the Packers to win all that we can. It was 0 for like 3 seconds before, and then they snapped the ball, and the refs still didn't throw a flag. It was terrible. It was terrible. All right, glad we stayed alive and fighting. Hard to win, you're right. Still listening. This is great. Still listening, but can't comment. She needs her phone back. All right. Bash, that was great. Thank you, Lady Lion. Thank you. I appreciate the thumbs up. I will try to do a little segment each week with some video and get better at it. But let's get into some PFF grades. And this is through 5 weeks. This is not just from last week. These are notable Lions who are impressing through week 4. And I said 5 weeks first, but this is going into week 5 is what I meant. Jared Goff ranks 3rd overall with an 83.7 ranking with the 3rd highest passing grade of 81. Okay. Only Tua and Trevor Lawrence are higher than him. So like I said, Goff, the numbers don't lie. Now there's other numbers out there. This is just PFF. A lot of people don't like PFF either. But it has a little bit to say, and it proves that the Lions are just a good team, and you're going to see moving forward because Amon-Ra St. Brown is 9th among all receivers. Josh Reynolds is 17th. Khalif Raymond is 19th. Wow, okay. Sam Laporta is 3rd among all tight ends, and he's 4th in receiving grade. Okay, 19th in pass blocking, and 16th in run blocking. You love to see it out of the rookie. Frank Ragnow is 2nd best center, according to PFF, and Vaitai is the 4th best guard, even though he's missed some games, but we're going to talk about him real soon. Penei Sewell is ranked 15th best among the offensive tackles, but he has, of course, we showed that the fewest pressures, so PFF only means so much. There's other stats that prove that players are better than just this. This still proves that we're ranking very highly in this rating system among all NFL players. Hutch is 10th among all edges, but he's still tied for 1st in pressures with Max Crosby and Micah Parsons. Aleem McNeil has moved up to 20th among all D tackles, so that's good to hear. Derek Barnes is just outside the top 20. He's 21st. Brian Branch, he's 11th among all cornerbacks, and he's kind of, he's playing a little bit of everything. He kind of plays safety sometimes too. He's just a D-back, man. The guy's flying around everywhere. You love to see it. And Cam Sutton is ranking 31st, but Cam Sutton to me has been very quiet. I want to quickly acknowledge Cam Sutton as who I think turned out to be the best pickup for us in the off season, and I think he's going to continue to. We haven't even had Emmanuel Mosley, who's supposed to be the cornerback 2 to him is supposed to be, Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley running that out there. Jerry Jacobs has done a fine job, don't get me wrong. But Cam's playing out there with, arguably a backup corner right now, and he's still holding it down. And he doesn't get a lot of praise each week, but I think it's because he's so quiet, and that's a good thing, though. He's not getting a lot of action his way, because he's locking people down. But when he does get action his way, most of the time he's breaking it up. I have seen a few big plays on him. You can argue one of them, he got pushed off pretty bad, but then he made a big hit last game too in the run game. So I love what Cam Sutton is doing so far, and I think he is quietly one of our better players on defense for sure. Alrighty, but yeah, Kirby Joseph, or actually out of all the safeties, the Lions' highest rated safety is Fatu Melifonwu, and I think we have to give him some praise too. He's been having some really good games the last 2 games, and he lays the hit too, and it's really good to see him healthy out there because he's been hurt since he got here, along with a number of other guys. But to see Fatu Melifonwu stepping in and filling that role in a good way, like nobody's even left, it's amazing to see. We have depth. Our D-back room was so bad just a year ago, and to come up to where we are today is super impressive by this staff. And even, our run game was atrocious last year too. And now we're top 3 run defense in the league right now. We're making moves, and I'm loving what we're doing right now. A few weeks ago, I was calling for Aaron Glenn's head. Now I'm like, okay, this defense is for real. But then also, I think that it proved that Seattle is a for real team too. They kind of had our number. It was week 2. We weren't quite ready. We didn't have the same personnel. And I also think it proves how much of a difference Bugs makes on this defense too. Since he's been back, that defense has gotten, the last 2 weeks, 12 sacks, and we have one of the best run defenses in the league. It's letting Aleem McNeil get loose too, and that's a great thing. Those two together, they are a tandem. I'm telling you that. They're the Bash Brothers. I called it last week. But the defense in general, and I want to say this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Tracy Walker earlier today, and I love this for Detroit, he said, when they come to our house, it's welcome to Hitsville. That's Motown, baby. Welcome to Hitsville. And what a better name. There is no better name for that defense than Hitsville. It's already Motown. It's already in the town. It's already in Detroit, baby. So welcome to Hitsville when you come to Detroit from now on. I'm sorry. I just went off script right there and got off subject, but you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. All right. Let's get in and moving forward. I'm going to see over here, Vash said something. When Barry Sanders broke a rushing record at the Silverdome and the refs were nasty. Yeah, refs. Vash is just pointing out the refs are always against this, but I think that we're breaking that stigma. And I would even say that the refs were trying to have Kansas City beat us without Kelsey. The first game, Hutch was getting held all game. You saw what the New York Jets were up against when they played the Chiefs as well. They had their D-end getting held. That whole that first down that Mahomes ran for and did his big, there was a big time hold, and there was a ton of other questionable calls that game too. But we beat the refs that game. So I'm saying we have the team finally to not only beat the good teams, but to beat the refs when they try to beat us. The refs did try to beat us in Seattle, but we already beat ourselves. So I won't say that's on the refs. But I will say that we're a much better team now. And refs, you can get out of our way too, because it's all grit and all dog over here. We'll take on all y'all. All right. Let's see here. We have some people returning to the team, and one in particular that I know a lot of people are very excited about, including myself. We're talking about the one and only Jameson Williams. Welcome back, bro. It is so good to have you back in the building. And to come back early too. That whole gambling thing was dumb in the first place. So yeah, welcome back. He's a full go. Hammy is good to go. But don't expect to see him play too much the first game. This is what Dan Campbell had to say about him. He says they're easing him in slowly. He said, quote, "We just got to see where he's at with the football." And then he said, and this will be his first week back, so we'll take it every day and see how he does. Now, I don't think that that's a shot at JMO. I just think that he wants to see if he's still got the scheme, if he's going to be at the right place at the right time on the field. He did elaborate on that. He just wants to know that he's still got the routes down and that he's not going to cost us any turnovers by running the wrong route. I think J-Mo's going to do that. J-Mo did say that he was studying the playbook on his time off. He was catching 100 balls out of the jug machine a day. So that's great to hear. And I'm not sure what this consisted of, but apparently he was running his own two-a-days. Now, the Lions couldn't be involved with him at all during his suspension. Antoine Randall, wide receiver coach, said he couldn't even call J-Mo while he was on his suspension. So, that sucks for J-Mo. But I'm so glad that he's back. He looks very happy. He said the hardest part about being gone was watching, that Chiefs game as the first game. Probably very hard for him, but after that, he, toughened up a little bit, sucked it up, knew that he should have never been there in the first place, and now he's back. But I would personally, even though, he hasn't played a game yet this season, he's only done really one full preseason game and didn't have a full camp, I would still throw him out there for a good number of plays just as a decoy. They did that last year, and it forces them to worry about him. And if they stop worrying about him, then boom, you're going for a tutty over the top. Easy. The kid's got speed out of this world. Run a fly route with him 20 times during the game. I don't care. Just put him out there as a decoy. It's going to make the defense respect you guys a lot more and open up more things. I know that they have some things set up for him. Like I said, I don't expect a lot out of him. Maybe he does get a big play like he did last year where they barely used him, but we send him deep. Goff hits him. He gets the touchdown. I did see earlier this week that somebody said they called out 2 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. That would be the most J-Mo game ever. And I could see that happening, but I would personally put him out there a little bit more than what DC is sounding like he's going to put him out there, just for the fact that it's going to open up your offense slightly more. You're going to be able to do more. And if they slip up and they think that he's just a decoy, then like I said, easy touchdown over the top all day. I see you guys going off over here. What's up, Ryan? He says, that's what I'm saying. They at least have to respect his speed. Yeah, you're right. And I couldn't agree more. And Ryan said, once again, I think the bigger story is we get to see Emo back. And that's where I was going next. Way to send me in to transition. Thank you, Ryan. But yeah, J-Mo needs to be. Oh, that was you, Robin's Nest? Nice. Hell yeah. Love it. Hey, wait, you're talking about the 2 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. I did see that. That was you, Robin's Nest. Hell yeah. Okay. But let's get in to what you see going across the bottom of my screen as well. Emmanuel Moseley is set to make his debut against the Carolina Panthers this week, and that is great news. I was hoping to get him back a little bit earlier. We did get him for 1 year. He was one of our off-season transactions that we picked up. And, don't expect him to be CB1, cornerback 1 this week. Dan Campbell did also say they're going to work him in slowly. But it's good to have him back out there to make this defense even stronger. I don't think it's a bad idea to not have him start right away, especially this game. Jerry Jacobs did fine the last, few games, especially the last game with the 2 picks. And I think he's going to do just fine against rookie quarterback Bryce Young. But to have Emmanuel Moseley come back, he's practicing, he's going to play, hopefully nothing happens throughout the week. But it's a great thing for this defense, and we're only getting stronger, and we're already 3-1. We've survived a lot of injuries already, and let's get into it. Emmanuel Moseley's back. Let's look at the practice report for today. There are some people out who I expect to play that we're not practicing today, but this is how it's going so far this week. No Branch today at practice. We talked about that earlier. His x-rays did come back negative, though, and Dan Campbell seems to think that it's nothing too serious. He didn't comment a lot about him, as far as his injury goes, but maybe it's just a rest day. Maybe they told him to stay home, ice up, and just relax. No need for you to come here. So, hopefully Branch is back, but if he has to rest a week, he has to rest a week. St. Brown and Cabinda also no practice today, but they were there. St. Brown was on the sideline as well as Cabinda working with trainers. I even saw a video of St. Brown. He was running, looked like he was running full speed. I'm not concerned there. We already kind of know he's got a bum ankle and a toe, and he's got to have to play with that steel plate in his toe, or not in his toe, but in his shoe. And he's just probably going to take a rest day, just like Frank Ragnow is going to do throughout the entire season. And other guys are going to have to do that as well. It's just part of the game. You're going to get banged up. You're going to have to take some rest days, but I trust that Amon-Ra St. Brown is good enough. He knows the offense. He can take some rest and come back and play for us on Sunday. Guys who are back at practice and practicing. Decker, which is a good thing. He played the last game. Vaitai is back and practicing, and he looks like he's going to go this Sunday, which is great news for that offensive line. J-Mo's back, of course. We just talked about that. Kirby Joseph is back at practice. Great news there. And, of course, Mosley, who we just talked about. But we're gonna be even stronger now that, Kirby Joseph had to miss some games. We lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but Tracy Walker has been stepping up. Yes, he's got butterfingers, but the guy has been playing well. Ifatu Melinfawu, iffy. The guy has really stepped up, and he's gotten some very valuable reps, and I think that he is a great depth piece on this defense moving forward because now Kirby's back, and he can take a few breathers to, just get some rest. Stay solid for the rest of the game. Keep your wind up about you the whole entire game because we can rotate guys in and out now because they've proven that they can play at a top level, and you love to see it. You love to see it. All right. Carolina, though, I'll talk a little bit about their health. They're not at top-tier health still. They're still going to be missing some of the same O-linemen they've been missing from the start, so they're at a disadvantage there, so we should be eating all day on that defensive line. The Vikings, they got 5 sacks. I expect a huge day from our guys once again. I expect, I don't know about double-digit like Seahawks did against the Giants last night, but I'll call another 7-sack day from our defense. But they are gonna miss. It looks like at least he's doubtful, but they're good safety. They're starting safety. Xavier Woods, he was out last week. It looks like he's gonna be out again. He's nursing an injury right now that's gonna hold him out, and that's good news for us. And they also had another cornerback, one of their top ones, go down during the game, but he said he should be ready to go against us week 5. But they're a little banged up on that line, and we have guys coming back. Yes, of course, Amon-Ra showed up on the injury report, but I think he's going to be fine. So we're looking a lot more healthy. Brian Branch, you hate to see that. He's been balling out for us all year long, and you want him out there because he does make a huge difference. You don't want to see Will Harris out there. But you know what? If he has to rest this game, maybe this is the game to do it. I don't want to see it. But if it has to be a game, maybe this is the one because I think we can pull away a win without him. But here we go. I'm going to get into the comments real quick. Ryan, when company Jerry Jacobs stats to emo, it's night and day. Yeah, we're going to see how it is, and everybody will, as long as Emmanuel Mosley is, all the way at full health. Before that ACL injury, the guy was looking like one of the most promising cornerbacks in the league, and now we have him over here. He just got given up on because of his injury, so, one man's trash, another man's treasure is what some people say. All right, Ryan also said, I'm curious how much the Panthers are going to let B. Young use his feet. Now, that is something, that we have struggled with so far this year, and that is, we let Mahomes get loose a few times. Geno Smith got loose. But since then, we've kind of been handling it. And Jordan Love's supposed to be a scrambling quarterback. We let him get a touchdown. He scrambled in for one. And Ritter's supposed to be kind of mobile as well, but not quite. But I wouldn't be shocked if they let him run it a lot more just because of how we've played it in the past against running quarterbacks. Our scheme sometimes allows for guys to get loose outside and pick up big chunks of yards, but hopefully we have a plan moving forward with this, and I'm going to get into it. We cannot take the Panthers lightly. Yes, we are a huge favorite in this game. They are 0-4, but they are hungry for their first win, and they're not a terrible team. I mean, they hung in there the last few weeks, and they could have come away with a win, but, we can't take them lightly. They got us last year when we thought we were going to steamroll them, and they essentially eliminated us from the playoffs because if we win that game and all the other ones, we're in the playoffs. So this is kind of a revenge game too, and I don't care that it was, the Packers said the same thing last week. You guys knocked us out of the playoffs and you beat us last year. This is a revenge game. Screw the Packers. We're a much better team than the Packers, and we are coming for revenge, and I hope that we stomp this team. We cannot take them lightly. I want to go in there, and I want to stomp the Panthers for what they did to us last year. We can absolutely not take them lightly, and to me, this is another must win. Every game moving forward. And this is why. The Packers' schedule is very weak. I don't know if you saw it, but they don't have a strong schedule at all. So we have to take advantage of every single game that we're supposed to win. We better win it. We better win it big. And we better win the games that we're not supposed to win too. Because look at this. The Packers have the Raiders, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Rams, the Steelers, the Chargers. They have us. We're going to get that dub. The Chiefs, the Giants, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Bears. That might be one of the weakest schedules the rest of the year, and that's who we're going up against to try and win the division. Now, I'm going to say we are a much better team than the Packers, but their schedule is favoring them. So, of course, it's not going to be easy. Even when it looks like it should be easy for the Lions to win the division this year, we have to go out there and we have to capitalize on these games that we're supposed to win. So no game is a gimme. We all know that. But we have to go out and take these games, and every game from here on out must win. I know we only have one loss, and we probably, I hope not. We might lose another game. We probably will. I hope not, though. But we got to take every win we can from here on out. I didn't know that was the Packers' schedule moving forward till I looked at that a few days aago. And I was like, oh, my God, man, what are they doing here? So, yeah, that's just terrible. And it's, terrible for us to see that. I'm not saying that they're going to win all those games. We need the Packers to drop some of those games, and I think that they will. So, we just got to take care of our business. As long as we step up to the plate, be the team that we're expected to be, then everything's going to be just fine. But, of course, it can never be easy for us to get anything, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Let's go out there and prove to everybody that no matter, even with the Packers' easy-ass schedule, excuse my language, that we are going to be the NFC North champs and possibly the NFC champs. Super Bowl or bust is what Donkey Kong said earlier. But, yeah, can't let any game slip away that we're supposed to win, especially because of that Packers schedule. And all of their toughest games or all the toughest teams that they play besides us are at Lambeau as well. So they also have the home field advantage, which you just hate to see. But, we just got to, and I'm not trying to focus on the Packers. Let's focus on this game, one game at a time. Let's get this Panthers win, and let's move on. Now, I will go a little bit into the future right now, just a tiny bit, and then we'll bring it right back. But the Lions just got flexed. A week from Sunday when we play the Buccaneers, we will be playing at 4:15 Eastern time instead of the 1 o'clock game because we are 3-1. The Bucs are 3-1. The Bucs got a bye this week. We should win this week. So that sets up a matchup for two one-loss teams, and I expect us to be going into the bye week 5-1. The Bucs are a tough team. Not going to talk too much about that game. It's going to be tough to get that, but first and foremost, focus on Carolina. Get that W. We have to come out here and prove that last year was a fluke. We are a good team, and we will win this game. We need to stomp them. Get loud. I saw a few people say they're going to be at that game. Get loud. Hatter's house back in here. I needed to see that comment. He says Lions by 1 million. And I agree, not by 1 million, but I'll give you my I'll give you my score prediction here. All right. Robin's Nest says, man, reason of bringing in people slowly. It ain't broken, so need to make sure the coaches don't shock the system. Spread the load, reduces any injury risk. Yeah, and that's a great point right there. It's not broken right now. There's no need to rush them in and risk another injury to them right off the bat. So good point there, and I'm not mad that they're easing them in. I'm happy about it. Emmanuel Mosley probably would have been back earlier in the season if he didn't have the hamstring hold him back from his progression in camp. But here we are now, and he's coming back this week. He's going to ease in, and I think that we are going to be even better come the second half of the season. We're going to be even more dominant as long as we stay healthy. As long as we stay healthy. Robin's Nest has the Lions beating Carolina 31-10. Love to see it. I'm going to go ahead and make my score prediction, and I am going to say 34-15. 34-15. That's where I'm going with. I was close to you, Robin's Nest. That was off the top of my head. But 34-15. Let's hear everybody else's predictions. Ryan says 28-17. And Robin's Nest also says OG flex into away game. How cute. Yeah, I know. T, what's up, T? Good to see you in here. Is this show and Detroit Lions Syndicate the same family? Yes, we are the same fam. We, Derek, Gridiron, he runs it all. But yes, we're the same family. We're all related. We just run a few, different things on each channel. But go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to this channel. And just letting you know, we're all fam. We're all related. Joey says 21-10. Love to see it. Let's keep those score predictions coming in here. But let's talk a little bit more about what's going on. The Lions just signed Trey Quinn to the practice squad. He was with the team in the preseason, and I'm not sure what this means. They're going to have to make some moves to have J-Mo on the roster this week, and we're going to see what happens. Does this mean that Marvin Jones is on his way out the door? Some people said Antoine Green. I don't think the rookie Green is going to be sent to the practice squad or even packing just for the fact that somebody else could pick him up. Now, I would hate to see Marvin Jones get let go, but you have to produce in this league. It's a cutthroat league, and if you're not catching the ball, then, they're going to send you packing. Now, Marvin has done great things for this franchise in the past when he was here with Stafford. So it would suck big time to have to do this. But like I said, cutthroat league, got to make room for a younger player, someone who we think is going to be a stud, who can take the top off of defenses, Jamison Williams. And, we got to make some room. But I personally, they like Marvin Jones as a mentor there. He kind of helps the youth a little bit. He is a good blocking wide receiver. I've seen some highlights of him blocking this year, just not doing much of catching or anything. So maybe they make a move elsewhere on the roster to make room for J-Mo. And honestly, if Kabinda's still there, I like the guy as a person, but why do we even need him on the team? You can have, or the backup tight end that we brought up when Kabinda was hurt. You don't need that person there. Brock Wright's already there. He can fill that role. He's a good enough blocker. Sam Laporta, you don't want him to play that. But if you want, you could throw him back there. He's proven that he can block really well already as a tight end. I don't know. I don't know where the move is here, but it could possibly be Marvin out the door. As much as I would hate to see that just because of how I was a fan of the past, I know it's business. You can't keep friends. There's friends and there's business. It's not just oh, Marvin, you're one of my favorites from 5 years ago. Please stay on the team. No, if you're not producing, I'm sorry. It might be your time to go. It might be your time to go. But yeah, Ryan says we don't need Kabinda at all. That's where I stand. I don't think we need to get rid of Marvin or anybody. Kabinda, just that position right there doesn't need to be there. We can put somebody else there to run the few plays that they have with them. So yeah, I agree, Ryan. We don't need Kabinda. Cheers. Alrighty. We also have got Julian Okora returned to practice today, and The Lions have 3 weeks before they're required to add him to the active roster. And this is all from Justin Rogers. So I'm going to quote Justin Rogers word for word here. And he's a Lions beat reporter, been with them for a long time. You probably know who the guy is. Julian Okwara returned to practice today. Lions have 3 weeks before they are required to add him to the active roster. With JMO, Lions have a 1 week from today to activate him. If they activate both for Sunday, they have one open roster spot, so would need to make one cut. And yeah, that's the deal. So cut Will Harris is what Hatter's House says. That's what a lot of people want to happen. And yeah, I think they're just keeping him right now as depth at nickel there. He came out there once Brian Branch got hurt. That's why I don't like to see Brian Branch get hurt. I don't want to see Will Harris on the field. But unfortunately, we saw it last game. Fortunately, it didn't matter too much. But yeah, I can't argue that one. That's hilarious. I don't know how Will Harris has stayed on the team this long. Obviously, well, not obviously. A lot of people don't know, I guess, that if we were to get rid of him, it would cost us more money than to keep him on the team this year. So that's why he's with us this year. I know DC also likes him. He says, they made a new position for him, that he's really stepped up last year and whatnot. And maybe he has, because he was absolutely horrendous before last year, and he's okay now, I don't know. But yeah, Will Harris, can't believe you've been on the team this long. All right, moving on. I also don't know what's going to happen with Hendon Hooker. He's eligible to come back as well, from IR, from everything right now. So we'll see what they do there. I see a lot of people still calling Hooker the Mahomes to Alex Smith, but that's not really a fair comparison. They're saying Hooker's the Mahomes, Goff's the Alex Smith. No, I don't know about that, because Goff has proven once again that he is that guy. Right now, according to PFF, third best quarterback in the league, and his other numbers aren't lying either. And I just love what Goff's been doing as of late, not even just on the field, but his post-game interview after the Packers game when he called out Ryan Fitzpatrick for calling him a poor man's Matt Ryan. You just love to hear that. And Fitzpatrick, how the heck do you get to call Goff a poor man's anything? I'm sorry, I loved Fitzmagic, but Fitzpatrick was a poor man's everything. He would only come in if the quarterbacks got hurt or he was a bridge QB. Maybe that's his problem, is that Goff was supposed to be a bridge QB, but then Goff proved to be more, and that he's on the verge of maybe getting an extension and playing some of the best football he's ever played in his life. So maybe Fitzpatrick was a little butthurt there and had to throw out the poor man's, because he was only ever at best a bridge QB. Fitzmagic did some good things in the NFL, and you love to see it. The guy was crazy. I couldn't believe what he did coming off the bench sometimes, and some of his numbers that he had in games. He would throw 7 touchdowns with 5 picks. So, but and sometimes just 7 touchdowns with no picks. So he would have some of the best games ever. But for Fitzmagic to come at Goff, come on, man. I like you, Fitz. Don't come at our boy. That's why I'm coming at you, defending our boy. All right. But yeah, Goff's my QB. And as of now, if he continues to play the way that he is, he's a game manager. I think he can win very significant games for this team. He already has in the regular season. We went on the road. We won in Arrowhead and in Lambeau. Not a lot of teams can say they did that in the same year, and some players in their whole career can say that they never done that. Monty has never beaten the Packers until that last game. And that brings up another point for me to talk about people who have been doubting on Gibbs and his carries. Once again, they're like, why do we draft him in number 12 if we're just going to give Monty 31 carries? That game meant a lot to Montgomery, and Dan Campbell and the staff knew it. Like I said, he's never beaten the Packers. He wanted to be out there for that game. He wanted to be one of the main reasons why we did beat the Packers, because the Bears were so terrible and got owned by the Packers all of his years he was there. They wanted to show him what success feels like. We can finally show players who come here what that feels like, and it's a great thing, and Bears fans are super salty now. And they're extra salty because of how bad they are, too. That game on Sunday, oh my goodness. You love to see it, not only because the Bears fans the Bears are in the division, but the Bears fans were talking all summer long. Justin Fields, MVP, best quarterback in the North. Bears are definitely taking the North, no problem. All this, it's hilarious to me. I am so happy that we went out, dominated against the Packers, but showed Bears fans while they're over there crying that their guy who they thought was trash, because I see the Lamonti's trash, whatever, blah. He just got 3 touchdowns this game, and he's already got 5 touchdowns in this year, and that's all he had the whole year with the Bears last year. So you love to see it, and I think that's why he got so many touches. Expect Gibbs to get more touches moving forward, and it's just going to matter how the game's going. It's kind of like over in Philly. A lot of people are like, oh, Swift's finally going off all this. Well, he's staying healthy. He has one of the best lines, but they're also kind of going game by game to see who's got the best flow. Swift's been doing that the last few games. He kind of, started slowing up in the second half of the last game. They put Gainwell in. I feel like that's what the Lions are going to do. Whoever's got the hot hand, they're just going to feed them. And last week, Montgomery proved to be that guy. We were running all up and down the field on him, and he wanted that. He wanted that more than anything. So good on the Lions staff to, give that to players. And it proves, it's going to show other players around the league that you want to come here. We got a good staff. We care about what you think, and we care about you as a player in general. So, it's good on the staff. Don't get too worried. Gibbs is still a rookie. Same with Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell needs to play a lot more. I think that he needs to play more than Malcolm Rodriguez. I wouldn't even necessarily put Malcolm Rodriguez out on defense at all anymore. I said last week, he can still contribute out there. He does, but I see every week at least one missed tackle from him, and they go and get 10 more yards. I don't think Jack Campbell's going to do that. He's probably going to miss some tackles in the league, but not every single game. Jack Campbell is proving that he's a sure tackler, and even if he's about to get drug a few yards, he's going to hold on, and someone else is going to come up and get you. I loved Malcolm Rodriguez last year. I did. I still have hope for him. I think he's a great special teams player. He's a workhorse. He goes out there. He's hard-nosed. He's going to hit you as hard as he can, and he's got the grit in him, but he's been missing too many tackles this year for me, and I would rather see Jack Campbell out there way more than Rodriguez. Robin's Nest, no worries. Had to reboot your phone. It's all good. I just been rambling on. We are almost done over here, though. So let the questions start flowing if you got any. If you got some questions for me, let them start flowing. All right. Ryan says, yeah, while we're at, let's re-sign Amani Awori. Hey, man. You're right. Amani, you go. Bye. That was funny, though. All right. Hatter's House. He has to have some dirt on the ownership and management. There is no other explanation. He's talking about Will Harris once again. Yes, we got a lot of hate for Will Harris over here, but yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. We got to stay hungry out here, and like I said, we can't take any game lightly. We have to come out hungry. We can't get too cocky, even as fans. Don't go around talking too much. We haven't proven anything yet. We are 3-1, but there's so much football left to go. We just got to come out, stay positive, stay hungry, keep getting loud for these Lions, and we are going to be good to go. J Mommy says Goff is going to retire a Lion. I hope so. I hope he brings a championship here, a Super Bowl championship to Detroit, and then we're going to put his statue out next in front of Ford Field. Him and Calvin. Calvin's got to get his too, but Goff will earn his statue in front of Ford Field if he brings a Super Bowl to Detroit. All right, y'all. You guys have a great day. I hope the next time that I am talking to you, we are discussing another Lions victory. But until then, y'all have a great week and go Lions. Peace.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions!